Ladies and gentlemen, today I am joined with a fellow horror fan, but not only that, she's an actress from Hell House LLC, the Carmichael Manor, and the newest Hell House LLC Lineage. Everyone give a warm welcome to Searra Sawka. Sierra, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
My
no,
first
I'm so excited.
podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is your first podcast. Thank you for letting me be your first, as weirdly odd as that sounds, but
Uh,
it's,
to be fair, I didn't have many options. You were the first person to ask me. So thank you for asking me.
you're welcome. That's a damn shame because honestly, like we'll get into it, but you're very talented at what you do, and the new movie and the previous one. So maybe this will kickstart it. Maybe people will get interested in wanting to talk to you because I've been chit chatting with you for a while. I think you're a great and fun person to talk to.
Thank you. I
Oh, you're welcome.
appreciate it. I'm gonna try to keep it fun and light. And that's why I have my little fun drink with me just to loosen me up a little bit.
Oh, well, what's a fun drink? Like Kool-Aid, or are we talking alcohol?
I guess we'll leave that up to interpretation.
I'm gonna go with, because it's not a crazy straw. There's a little alcohol in there, but maybe it's alcohol with Kool-Aid. Maybe it's a mixture.
Maybe it is.
That's not a lot of people use crazy straws in alcoholic drinks these days. I think it's kind of a missed opportunity.
I agree.
You'll have to tell me when we're done recording because I'm very curious. But
I'll tell you at the end.
okay, suspense. I like that. We're building some suspense. We're setting the bridge and foundation for things. So Sierra, I want to know more about you because we've chit chatted off the show, but I want my listeners to get to know, who you are. I mean, what got you into acting? What got you into the whole world of Hell House LLC?
So those were kind of two very different questions for me. Like what got me into acting and then what got me into Hell House. I had a very interesting startup with Hell House specifically, which I can get into a little. Like, for example, I applied to Hell House just on Backstage, just like any other job. And Backstage is actually where I got my start with acting. I think it's where I booked my first job ever on.
Oh, okay, nice.
But I knew I wanted to be an actress since I was very young, and I think I specifically remember what the movie that inspired me was War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning. I'm very close to Dakota
Okay.
Fanning's age, and when I saw that movie, I was right around her age, and kind of just made me realize, like, hey, I can do that. I can be her. I kind of look like her. I think I want to be an actress. But I grew up in like a really small town and I wasn't able to travel to in-person auditions and go to the city because back then that's what we only had in-person auditions. So yeah, I had to wait until I got a little older to truly pursue acting. It wasn't really until like college, that age, when I really started to put myself out there. But with Hell House, I had no idea what it was until I got uh, casted. And I actually, when I submitted on Backstage, I don't think it said Hell House specifically. I just think it said like horror film being shot, independent horror film type thing,
Yeah.
franchise. I did mention that it's a franchise though. So I knew,
Oh, okay.
there was previous films. And then I actually auditioned for Carmichael Manor for the role of Margot first, and then
Oh, okay.
Rebecca, and then I got what I got. So yeah, I actually went through a couple of the characters before I got picked to do what I did with the fourth one.
I could see you playing either one of those roles, honestly. Like I think you would be a good Margot or a good Rebecca, but now you got your own like role there. Like, and it's even, we'll get into it, of course, but it's even bigger in this Lineage movie coming out.
Yes, much bigger. I guess in the fourth one, Steven, the director, he actually kind of created that role for me just
Oh,
to
okay.
bring me on like very last minute to the fourth Hell House. So because I he liked my auditions for the other roles. I guess I just didn't fit the vision he was going for. But he was like, I'd love to have you involved. in some way. So he's like, just stay put for now. I'll be in touch. And then like after they actually wrapped the fourth one is when he had reached out to me and he was like, I'd like you to play like the writer journalist and help to tell the story in an interview type style um, shoot. And that was just 1 day shoot. I only met Steven on that shoot. I never met any of the other cast and crew. So when I got to do Hell House 5 is really when I felt like I was part of the gang officially. And that's when I met everyone for the first time. So it was kind of like I was the newbie on set, and it was a blast, like actually getting to work with everyone like physically in person and not just doing like an interview style shoot. Because it is a narrative, as we all know, the fifth one. And so my character really got to dive in deeper with this one, and it had a lot of fun, to say the least.
Yeah, and I think he did really great in both roles. And like, what an honor, like to have Steven say, like, "Hey, I'm gonna set up a role just for you," and then to come back and have that role be even bigger. I mean, as a horror fan, I think that's probably one of the most legit things that could ever happen.
Yeah, no, it's funny because when I got casted in the first one, or not the first the fourth one, he I had no idea what Hell House was. And even when I got booked, he told me this is Hell House. Here's a bunch of lines you have to memorize. And I'll see you on this date. We're gonna do a 1 day shoot, just knock out all your lines in one go. I still had no idea what Hell House was. I did the shoot with him, it was cool. And then after I wrapped that day, I remember posting on my like Instagram story and saying just wrapped on set with Hell House, because I do that a lot when I like work on different projects. I'll just say like, hey, this is the project I'm working on now. And I got like a multiple DMs from people that I know, and they're like, wait, you're working on Hell House? And I'm like, wait, you know what this is? I thought this was just like a low key like guy making some franchise horror films. And they're like, no, like Hell House is like awesome. Like people know about this. It's like a cult following. Like, and so then I started to actually look into it more. And I was like, oh, this is like a thing. So that's when I watched the first one. And that's when I started to like realize the hype on it and how much I loved this franchise. And
Yeah,
then I
it's
became a
crazy.
fan myself.
Yeah, it's crazy because I stumbled across it like on Tubi years ago. And I'm like,
Really?
oh, this sounds kind of janky. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this. But that's usually when, if I give it a shot, I'm probably going to be a huge fan of it. So I never say no to giving something a shot. And then I watched it and I was like, oh shit, there's like two or three more of these. Okay, I'm going to jump on there. And,
Yeah.
interviewing people for Carmichael Manor, Joe, having him on, and all those guys, the people at Terror Films, I became even more of a fan of it. And I'm obsessed. Like I'm telling Steven, like, hey man, you got to keep this string going because I need more. Just hire me and I will help you make it because I need more. Like I'm addicted, like I'm a drug addict. But I love found footage horror movies, and even not to get too much into the new one right away, even that going into the narrative, I was still excited about it. I still loved it.
Yeah. I was shocked when he told me that he was doing that. I had no idea. Like he texted me a couple months before they started shooting the fifth one, and he asked if I wanted to be in it. And I was like, yeah, I assumed I was doing basically the same thing as I did before, but just for this fifth one now. And he's like, this is a little bit different. And I want your character much more involved. He's like, I'll send you the script. Just let me know what you think. And if you want to, if you're interested, I'd love to have you. So I already knew I was going to do it, but I read the script, and he didn't even tell me it wasn't going to be found footage. So I started reading the script, and I was like, wait a minute. Like a couple pages in, I was like, this doesn't, something's not adding up. How is this going to be shot found footage? It just doesn't make sense the way it's written. And so I read through the whole thing. I realized that there's no way this is found footage. It just doesn't make sense. So I messaged him. I'm like, how do you plan to shoot this found footage? I'm just curious. He's like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, like, it's not found footage. It's actually a narrative. And I'm like, what? You're like, okay, that's a choice. And I wasn't sure about it at first, but I totally like get it why he did this. And I think it's a great idea, especially with this potentially being the last one. It really allowed him freedom to go beyond the borders that you have to kind of create with found footage. And he was able to wrap up the story the way he wanted and add scares more that he wanted. Like, I just think he was able to do so much more, and he didn't want to hold back at all. And I think it's gonna, people are gonna love it and people are gonna hate it. And I'm very well aware of that because this is ultimately a found footage franchise, and that's what people fell in love with. But I think true fans are really gonna just be on board and love it till the end, really.
Yeah, true fans like this guy right here who
Yeah.
absolutely loves it. Yeah, plus it's cool because you guys are getting a theatrical release for the 20th through Iconic Events, and then it's going to be on Shutter. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, as a horror fan, if I was even in anything for a small amount and it was on Shutter, I would probably, just shit my pants out of joy, and I could just brag to people like, "Oh yeah, I have a horror podcast. And you might have seen me on like Shutter or something." Just yeah. If I had long hair, I'd flip it. Like the '90s, cool Melrose Place girls. But I do not have long hair, and I don't even think people know what Melrose Place is anymore. Jesus Christ, am I that old?
I was gonna say I'm not sure what you're talking about, but do your
Oh my God,
thing.
that's right. So I look a lot younger than I am. I'm going to be 40 this year. So like I have is a curse and a blessing that I have a baby face, but at the same time, I always assume people are the same age. So if I make a sick reference like I just did, I assume people know what I'm talking about. It's like
No, I
walking up.
mean,
It's
I,
no, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm not very cultured in general, so I live under a rock, I feel like. So I don't know what a lot of things are that I probably should know what they
I
are.
don't know if Melrose Place is culture or not. I mean, it was a part of culture. It was a show. I mean, yeah, it was a very weird show. Now I got to get out of this Melrose Place loop because I'm going to be in there for a while. Um, no, I'm excited for people to see it. Like I got a chance to review it and I got a chance to see it. And as someone like if I'm looking at it from the outside, I think people are going to love it, even though it's not found footage, which I have a huge love for found footage. Even though it's not found footage, the story is strong enough as it is. I think people won't even worry about it.
Yeah, and that's kind of my hope with it as well. I think the people that have been following it from the beginning are going to get a lot of answers that they probably didn't even know they were going to get, and they're going to get a lot of inside information on just different characters and the storyline of Hell House. Like we go so deep with this one, on storyline wise and just scare wise. Uh, you'll see familiar faces from previous ones. Like I think it's pretty cool, like the way he wrapped it all up and brought it all together. I think it was genius, honestly.
No, I always say Stephen can do no wrong in my opinion, but yeah, it's scary as hell. I have to remind myself that it's Joe Vandelli underneath the clown outfit. And I'm like, damn it, that's fucking scary. Who is that? I was like, oh yeah, it's Joe. And as both of you and I know, Joe is just a hilarious, crazy horror fan like the rest of us.
Yeah, yeah. Once you're there on set with Joe in the clown outfit, the scares just aren't there anymore when you're there on set. It's like, oh, that's just Joe. But I will say it is kind of creepy, the set because being on that set, because the clown like masks and outfits and different mannequins they had were just like laying all over the place, and we had to stay there on set. So like at night walking around, like if you're going down the hall by yourself, or you're probably running into like a clown figure just in the corner, and it's creepy. Like they definitely made it and unintentionally creepy for us while we were there. But it was kind of a vibe, and I think it helped, just the mood of all of it too, getting into the character and stuff.
Yeah, plus I feel like it'd be creepy to stay at that Carmichael Manor place where it's at. That's what Elizabeth was saying. It's just creepy being there because it's supposedly actually haunted.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I could definitely see that being possible. I actually stayed in a house right next to the Carmichael Manor. There's like a little side house that a few of us stayed in. Most of the cast and crew stayed in the actual mansion itself, though.
Oh, nice.
But I almost thought it was creepier not staying in the mansion because at night after we wrapped it like super late, I had to walk like through this little path to this creepy little house, and And it wasn't a creepy house, but it was old and it just creeped me out personally. And I
Oh
remember the
yeah.
first night I was there, I was just getting to know everybody. And, they showed me to my room. And that whole night I could not sleep. I kept hearing like these large footsteps outside my house and like rustling in the leaves. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm already freaked out a little bit. What is going on? And I didn't really know anyone that well enough in the house I was staying at the time to just go to their room and be like, do you guys hear that? Like, I'm scared. I didn't want to be that girl already. It's my first day. So I just survived. And then the next day I heard them talking about it. And I was like, okay, so I wasn't the only one who heard that. We assume it could have been like a bear, maybe. We were by a
Oh
wood.
shit. Yeah,
We were
that's
by the woods.
freaky.
I don't know, but it was just creepy already. It started the mood right off the bat.
Oh man, I could only see. I love horror, obviously, because that's the name of the podcast. But I also feel like if I was in that scenario late at night, I'm probably putting something on goofy just to kind of like calm myself. Elizabeth said she was watching like rom coms to kind of like feel less freaked out. Do you have a go to horror destabilizer that you like to enjoy to kind of like, okay, I'm not scared as much anymore?
You know what? I wish I was like that and did, but I did the opposite and I was watching like a true crime while I was there. That's what I would watch at bed to go to bed to while I was there. And honestly, I think I did that because I kind of wanted to stay in that mode the whole time and just
No,
kind of
smart.
kind of be a little scared just for my character's sake. And so I didn't mind it. I knew I was in a safe place ultimately, and I wasn't alone, and I was with a bunch of people who were also on set. So I did feel safe. But yeah, I kind of just kind of no, I don't watch rom-coms a lot, to be honest. Uh,
Sadly, I do, but no, I would probably do the same thing. I would probably watch like some true crime stuff. I This is weird. I love watching spooky urban exploration videos on YouTube because they're just or scary camping videos because
whoa.
one, I know I'm not going to go camping, and two, I'm not going to go in a fucking abandoned house and like roll around in there. So I know still I'd be freaked out watching it. So I don't know. Like those are just my go-to ones after watching a horror movie, but I don't know, or I'll just pop on another horror movie. But I feel being in that house in that location, yeah, you'd probably want to add like a little bit more fear to it, kind of get in the motions of things. I think that's smart.
Yeah, I mean that's one way to look at it, or I'm just an idiot and I should have just not. I really got like terrible sleep on set. And I think
Oh
it was
yeah.
my fault fully. It was just like what I was doing. Like I said, I was watching some scary stuff before bed. It was just a creepy house in general, in my opinion. Um, and yeah, so and just what we were shooting. And we were shooting over Halloween weekend as well, which was
Oh, nice.
kind of awesome. That's my favorite holiday. So there was no better way for me to spend Halloween than being on set with that crew, honestly.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, speaking of like the creep factor, you and I believe his name's Mike, the guy that played the priest, had a very supernatural buddy cop thing going on, but you guys have some very terrifying moments together that I feel would probably have amped that whole feeling up quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I go way back with Mike. We do go to the same acting class. So we had already, had chemistry and been friends. So it was really cool to work with him on this. But yeah, I mean, we definitely, I'm so jealous you got to see the movie because honestly, I feel like I've shot this forever ago at this point. And when I watch it, it's going to be like the first time. Like a lot of it was a fever dream and like a blur to me on set. I almost like kind of forget some of the scares, and it's going to be new and fresh for me as well, just as it will for
Yeah.
the audience. Uh, but I do remember some very specific ones that are going to be pretty awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's funny how many times I hear that people are jealous that I got to watch it, but I'm like, you got to be in it. Like, let's be honest. I'm the one who should be more jealous. But no, I think I'm sure you guys will do a premiere and get to see it. I think it's pieced together really well, and that's probably the best way to do it. You just have like a fever dream aspect moment of it. then you go and watch it, and then you're like watching it as if you're the audience. So you kind of get to experience that with them.
Yeah, like when I did read the script one all the way through one time, but I kind of blocked out a lot of the script that I wasn't involved with because I really like, unless I have to know it for character reasons, I try not to, remember every little detail of the movie because I want to watch it as a fan as well, and I don't want everything to be spoiled. So I only really focused on what I needed to. And so I'm excited to watch it again because I really don't remember a lot of the storyline and how it all comes together. So I'm just excited to actually finally watch it all come together.
I honestly, I think you're gonna enjoy it because, like I said, you guys really kicked ass in this movie. I thought your part was a really, really well done. Elizabeth, everybody did super great in this movie. So that's why, again, I think like I saw someone complaining about it not being found footage on Facebook
Mm.
yesterday, and I'm kind of just like, oh man, shut the fuck up. Just watch the movie. How about you wait to watch the movie before you? That I'm just like one of my biggest pet peeves. People see the teaser trailer, they're like, fuck this, I'm not gonna go watch it, but they're gonna go watch it anyways. So
Yeah.
just wait.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of like the reviews and not look at any of that stuff or yeah, that wouldn't be good for me mentally, I don't think. So I'm just gonna try to stay away from them as much as possible. I already know it's gonna be, so like I said, like a 50-50 with how people feel about this, just because of the switch in direction to narrative. Um, but I think people are going to watch it anyway because I think if anything they're going to be more curious now, like how did they do this not being found footage, and then the people that are just diehard fans are just going to watch it because they're diehard fans, and that's awesome that we have
True.
many of those as well, and they're going to be on board no matter what. Like you said, Steven can't do no wrong, and I feel like people who are true fans of this will also feel that way. But ultimately, I don't think they'll be disappointed. Like ultimately, like it really wraps it up awesome, and
Yeah.
they're going to get more than they expect, I think, because it does
Yeah.
give you more than the other movies because it was able to.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll probably see I left a long comment on that guy's comment, by the way, because I'm like, no, I'm gonna defend these. I love this movie, I love this franchise, these people are my friends, and you better leave them alone and stop it and just go see it and stop being a dick. But it's
Oh,
probably sounded
thanks.
more tougher than that, but that's how I felt in my heart when I wrote it. So but yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, I know. I think it's gonna be great. I'm really excited to see it. But yeah, let's get into a couple things before I go into your list. I like to always ask people this, so I will ask you, Searra Sawka, why do you love horror?
Wow. Okay. Well, horror has just been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. I feel like horror just kind of chose me. I don't really feel like I chose horror. And I mean that in the acting perspective as well. Like I got casted in mostly horror and thriller related things. That's just what people like me for. And then in not related to acting, I mean, the very first movie that I ever remember seeing as a horror film was The Ring. And I believe that came out in the early 2000s. And I think I was like 6. And I used to watch that movie after school. Like there's something wrong with me, clearly. But I was like 6 years old watching The Ring. And we used to have sleepovers at my grandmother's house, and we'd go to bed watching horror movies, and me and my dad, we grew up watching horror movies. So just it's always been my thing. I don't know, I was exposed to it at a very young age, and I've just found comfort in them, and I absolutely love them. The adrenaline that you get when watching a horror film is like nothing else, and you're just sitting on your couch. Like it's just so awesome. So yeah, horror's just been a part of my life for as long as I can remember.
No, I can totally relate. You're talking to a guy whose mother used to wake him up when he was 2 or 3 to watch scary movies late at night, and then I just got addicted to it. And clearly it's affected my life even now. Like I'm like what 37 years later, almost I'm almost 40, and I'm still very into horror movies. So yeah, you're right, you don't really choose it, it kind of chooses you, and you get really just absorbed into the world of it.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
I love it. Such a great answer. I'm going to applaud not only your performance in the movie, but that answer.
Oh, thank
And that's
you.
very sincere. I know it had a weird like tone to my voice, like it was sarcastic. I think that's just how my voice sounds sometimes. Maybe people think I'm an asshole. I don't know. Um,
Just natural asshole energy.
yeah, like Nick Kroll a little bit. Nick Kroll's got kind of
Oh,
like a natural asshole like tone to him sometimes. I love the guy. He's hilarious. But
love it.
yeah, what do you say? Should we jump into your movie list? Because I feel like I said, this is a really good list. And
It's a
I'm
weird list and a good like I wasn't sure what your thoughts would be on it. But I like a lot of these movies for very different reasons. Some are just
nice.
close to me. And then some are I actually think are scary. Like some of these I don't actually think are scary, but they're still on my horror movie list. Um, but yeah, we can get into it. Well, which one do you want to start with, or do you want me to start with one?
Let's see. Let's have you choose your least favorite of the list and let's work up to your favorite favorite. Let's mix it up.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm actually bringing up the list right now because
Yeah, I kind of threw you a curveball there. It just came to me.
I didn't really actually have it in front of me. But so I'll start with the fourth kind just because that's
Okay.
not typically a fan favorite. I know the Rotten Tomato reviews on the fourth kind are so bad, but for me, that movie is so nostalgic. So The Ring is the first movie I ever saw that I can remember. But then the first movie that ever like genuinely terrified me was The Fourth Kind. And for anyone who knows me and who's close friends with me, knows that I'm obsessed with aliens. I want to be friends with aliens. I think they're like the coolest things ever. And that movie grew my interest in that topic and subject, and at a very young age. And me and my dad, we used to watch that movie once a year together. It was just like our thing. Like, hey, it's been a year. Let's watch the fourth kind again. I don't know what it was about that movie, but it also has a little bit of a found footage documentary style. Like that's the type of film it is, docu style. And when I first watched that, I genuinely believed that it was real. Everything that I was
Oh
watching.
yeah.
I didn't think that was a movie. I thought it was actual real footage, and I was young and my dad told me it was real, so I believe anything he says, obviously. And I know it's not real, but I believe like all those things could really happen. So I just found that movie so terrifying. And also, like, the quality is not great. And it's very kind of corny. But I think that's what made me even more think it's real because it wasn't like the other cinematic scary movies out there. And I was like, whoa, this is like so creepy that like they were able to get this footage and put it on a movie for us to watch. Like, I was just so starstruck by that movie. Now, I haven't seen it in a really long time, but I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd be like, are you serious? But I don't know. Maybe it is still scary. I can't remember. It's been years since I watched it. It just has a
Yeah.
creepiness about it. And it's so like not even that good, but it's just is so good. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Like personally, like that movie freaked me out too. And honestly, I think it's because they show like the movie and then the like quote unquote real footage side by side. That's what I think amps up the fear, if in my opinion.
I agree. And when you're young watching that, you obviously think that that's real footage. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing like found footage at that point in my life. So that was like new for me, like seeing stuff like that. I just assumed it was actually real.
Yeah, and it's a weird premise too because it's I mean, there's even that shot of like the UFO over the house towards the end that is just freaky as hell. And then you're seeing like Mila Jovovich doing the interview, then you're seeing the real lady doing the interview, and it's just it fucks with your head a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. And and then it's also a big focus on like owls and how we perceive
Yeah.
owls as aliens. And then I was scared of owls, and I kind of still am till this day. Like anytime I see an owl, I'm like alien automatically.
Yeah.
Like so, just because of that movie, it's like scarred me for life, honestly. So I don't want to say that's my least favorite, but it's definitely for me like the most nostalgic of all of them and has a special place in my heart because of watching it with my dad so much and being the first scary movie that really just terrified me.
No, I get that. That's how I am with Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, that's kind of my first introduction into horror. But yeah, the fourth guy, there's something I don't know. There's just something extra terrifying about aliens. Like
Yeah.
there's a really good found footage horror movie about aliens called Phoenix Rising. So it's about the true like Phoenix lights in Arizona, like how that was a whole weird conspiracy thing and how like it was based on actual events and they just kind of ran with it. It's creepy as hell. So I don't know what it is about aliens. Like the new VHS movie had some alien portions in it, and that was ugh, yeah, I don't know. It's just they creep me the fuck out.
I have to watch both of those. I haven't seen. So yeah, I have so many movies on my list that I'm so behind. So
Yeah.
I would like any and all recommendations from you after this podcast, just so I can add you to my letterbox and just, you know, I need to, get caught up on some scary movies. It's been a little while since I've seen any, honestly.
I'll give you the VIP treatment like I do with every guest. I'll send you probably like 20 or 30 movies. Like I
Amazing.
always do. I base it on the conversation that we have, but sometimes I just throw some in there that I think everybody needs to see.
Yes, please do. I need to culture myself.
Okay. Yeah, and I definitely want to check out your letterbox. I love people's letterbox.
Oh, you know what? I don't really like use it actually too well. I more or less just have it. I want to get more into it though, so maybe I will. But right now, I just have it as watch list, so I don't forget movies I want
Oh,
to watch
okay.
because I'll want to watch a movie so bad, and then I'll forget about it when I actually have a free night. I'm like, what was that movie that I wanted to watch? So I just use Letterbox for my brain, really, to remember things.
No, that's smart. I should probably start doing that so I don't forget like what ones I need to watch. No, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, we can continue with the list. That was my rant on fourth kind.
I loved it.
Um,
Rant away, my friend.
yeah, and then I have the Hills Have Eyes. This would be like
Ooh.
the newer of like not the oldest.
Okay.
I honestly just haven't seen that one. But I grew up watching like the remake, which is now older, obviously at this point. Um, and that is a movie I used to watch with my grandmother all the time.
That's a weird one to watch with your nana, just like, hey,
Yeah,
you want to put in the hills have eyes and see what
no,
happens?
that's literally yeah, that was my grandmother. She got me into horror so much. We used to she had a creepy house growing up, and me and my cousins, we'd have sleepovers and we'd ghost hunt in the basement, and that was our thing. And then at night we would watch like The Hills Have Eyes, movies like that. And now that I'm looking back, I'm like, oh, wow, we should not have been allowed to like watch that. But at the same time, whatever, it made me who I am today, I think. And like maybe I wouldn't be where I am if I wasn't so involved with horror at a young age. Like maybe I never would have gotten to horror movies. I don't know. So I'm very grateful for all of that, but I also think it definitely messed with me mentally over time as well.
Yeah, that's how I
Um,
am with my horror movies I watched as a kid. Like my wife will give me a hard time and she'll try to say Candyman like 5 times near a mirror, and I'm like, you get the fuck out of my house. No, do not do that.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah,
can't
we did
handle
the
it.
Bloody Mary things, all that, So I just think, I was a young kid and I liked cannibal movies already. Like
Nice.
I didn't even know what I like. Like, what am I doing? So that movie I haven't seen that in so long, but I just remember that being pretty creepy and terrifying. I love the actors in it. Um I'm just a huge fan. I kind of want to rewatch that one. Like I have no desire to rewatch The Fourth Kind, honestly, but
Oh, okay.
I do have a desire to watch the Hills Have Eyes again. It's been a while, and I like the cast and that. And I haven't seen anything like that in a while. So yeah, I like that movie a lot. Um, I haven't really actually seen more cannibal movies since then. So that's kind of like my cannibal movie. I think everyone needs to
Yeah.
have one cannibal movie on their list.
Yeah, there's surprisingly a lot out there. I mean,
There
Wrong
is,
Turn
yeah.
is very cannibal. I mean, there's like a hint of House of a Thousand Corpses is kind of cannibal-y, but you don't
Mm.
really, it's never like verified. But yeah, Hills Have Eyes. I remember being freaked the fuck out. There's something about being alone in a desert and there's just desert people out there, it
Yeah.
just freaks the fuck out of me. Like it's the isolation, it's you never know who's out there, like kind of your experience staying at the location where they filmed Carmichael Manor. Like there could have been a bear outside, there could be a serial killer just, hopping around. Just you never know.
Yeah, you really don't know. So yeah, I think it was the setting of that movie, and yeah, it was just different. I think it was my first time seeing like a cannibal thing, and so I was just that movie stuck with me because of that reason, and I still think that would be good till today. Like some of these, I'm like, yeah, they were good when I watched them when I was younger. Now I don't think so as much, but that one I still think I would dig till today.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
then I have The Conjuring. I feel like everyone
Ooh,
loves The
okay.
Conjuring. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's classic.
uh, that movie I watched the second one. It was on TV recently, so I had it on in the background, and that used to be my favorite one. The second one, I don't know why. I just like it, and and now when I watched it at this age, I realized I wasn't scared of it, but I also I realized like how much cornier it was than I thought. But I also love this franchise so much, and I think they just did something right. Like I just love the storyline. I just love the that they kind of there. It's like about true events, quote unquote, and I just think The Conjuring is like one of the coolest franchises to this day. And I know they're coming out with like a new one, I believe, this
Oh
year.
yeah. I think they just
So
released a trailer for it.
yeah, I'll definitely be watching that. I'm on board for The Conjuring. I always think they'll be scary to me. Um, but I would like to rewatch. It's been a while since I've seen any of these, honestly. So I'm kind of like they're not fresh in my mind, but I do remember liking the second one. It was something about that really tall, creepy dude that was in that tent. Do you remember
Yeah.
when the kid goes out to check what that like fire truck noise is or whatever, and it's like one of his toys? I don't know. That always stuck in my head forever. The Conjuring, that scene and the girl who gets like possessed and she's talking like an older man.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah,
kids are creepy.
it's just creepy. I like it. I like it. And it was set in like England, I believe, or somewhere. I just like the
Yeah.
setting of it. The British vibe. It's awesome. I loved it. I love the actors. It's
Yeah.
just a good one. And I love the leads in that, like the investigators, and
Yeah.
they're great. I'm just fan of them in general. So that's another a lot of the time why I like movies is because of the actors. And when I like fall in love with an actor, I will go on a little like I'll get in a hole and I'll just watch like all their movies. And it's kind of like what motivates me to watch certain movies is based on who's in them a lot of the time. But horror movie is an exception because I don't really care who's in horror movies as long as I'm watching something scary. I I'm on board. I don't need to know anybody in it, and sometimes it's better not to recognize faces in a horror movie because it's more scary then when they bring
Yeah.
fresh faces. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like I'm all for like a famous actor to be in a horror movie, but sometimes it's great to have like an unknown just in there because you get to see how they act and you're not aware of their range.
Right.
So you're very thrown off by it. And yeah, the Conjuring series has a lot of that. And I don't know, the first one's very creepy with the whole clapping thing, like that freaked me the fuck out. And then the
Yes.
second one, yes, I will say the British exterior of that is so good. I love anything British. You
Me
know,
too.
for the longest time when I was single, I tried to find a British lady, but trying to find a British lady in Utah, fucking impossible. But no, I don't know. I need to go to England one of these days.
Same. I do. I actually took a course on British accents just because I wanted to get more into that. If I ever get casted, I would love to get casted one day in something like that. So I just loved the setting of that. I like The Conjuring because I also feel like they're all kind of good. Like I feel like this next one's gonna be good. Like I don't like I know a lot of times like series get worse or whatever you want to say, but um I feel like this next one's gonna be so scary. Maybe it could be scarier than like all the others. Like I don't know. Like you just never know what you're gonna get with those. So I do like those. Um
Yeah. Plus, I know with the whole Ed and Lorraine Warren, people feel like they're con artists, but the stories are still creepy as hell. So, like, if they came out and said, "Yeah, we're con artists," I'd be like, "Okay, well, I still like everything that you guys did." I mean, it's fine. Who isn't a con artist these days?
Right.
Jeez, I mean, but no, it's the whole franchise is good. The side movies are really good. I mean, I like the whole Annabelle thing. The Nun, I'm kind of so with, but I still enjoy them. I find even with a shitty horror movie or shitty movie in general, I'm gonna find some gem in there that I enjoy. So that's just my positive thinking on it. And it's that's why I hate like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. They just like, we mentioned Rotten Tomatoes earlier, but Rotten Tomatoes just like does the worst with writing sometimes, and people won't go see it because of that. And I should just say, even though I'm a critic, don't always listen to critics. Do your own experience. But with the new one, yeah, I don't know that there's just some like an extra edge of creepiness. Like the whole the devil made me do it. People didn't like it, but I thought that one was really good, and it's got the true crime aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I like about like this true crime aspect. I love true crime stuff a lot. So I think that's why I like that franchise. Like I'm really into like the Dahmer series that was out and the Menendez brothers. That's actually what I was
Yeah.
watching instead of Hell House was the Menendez brothers. I love that kind of stuff. That's like my guilty pleasure shows that I like to watch. Um, Definitely like more like thriller, true crime aspects is like where I tend to fall into these days at least. Um, I feel like it with horror, I'm very picky. Like for me to say something's like really, really scary, like it like there's a movie on my list I'll get to that I actually thought was like the best horror movie I've seen in a really long time. But we'll get to that one then.
Ooh, suspense. I like it.
I'm like, we'll get to this later. I'm gonna run this interview.
Do I please do. I mean, I'll just nod and be like, yes, yes, I agree with you. And then I'll throw in some tidbits. I'll try to have a joke that may or may not land, but I'm confident it might land. Who knows? They usually do. Or at least I'll listen back and I'm like, haha, that's funny. And I'm gonna be the only person who thinks it's funny, which is fine. I'm not an audience of one, there's still an audience.
Luckily, I'm an actress, so I can fake laugh at anything, and you won't know if I'm genuine or not. So,
Damn it, that's true. How do I know if my wife even loves me? She could have been faking the whole time. She'd be like, I'm an actress. I was hired. I was
yeah,
hired
you
to.
got to watch dating actors. You just never know.
I mean, I've dated comedians because I've been doing stand up for a while, but they just, it's like a competitive who can make the other one laugh hardest. I mean, an actress, that might be terrifying.
Yeah, don't I'd say don't do it. We're a lot.
Don't do it. I
Don't do
mean,
it.
most people are comedians a lot. Comedians have the darkest childhoods that I've ever, heard of in some aspects. I mean, I think any creative type there, that's horror moving in itself. Like, why are you so creative? Oh, I had a troubled childhood. Oh, weird. You make me laugh, so I don't want to think about that anymore. There's a
So
lot of that in stand up, but no, I like true crime stuff too. Do you have a go to like true crime podcast or anything you listen to? Do you watch a lot of the YouTube stuff?
gosh, no, I'm actually very late to the game on podcasts. I'm just getting into podcasts. And actually a lot of the time I listen to more like actor podcasts and like
Okay.
that kind of stuff. Especially because a lot of the time that I'm listening to podcasts is when I'm on the way to shoots because I have to drive kind of far normally. And yeah, I just like listening to actor podcasts to just get me in the mode of some inspiration before I get to a set. But I am big on like watching, like if I'm doing a horror movie, I will I'd like to find a podcast that I like more like that's about like I mean I love horror, obviously talks about horror. So I need to
Oh, shout out.
I need to add you to like my regular driving podcast. Um but yeah, I do watch a lot of horror like movies that are based off characters that I'm kind of portraying a lot of the time. So it just depends on
Okay.
and I tend to do thrillers a lot and that kind of stuff. So that's when I'm watching movies just to get some inspo. But I forget what the question was.
Oh,
Podcast.
I was just curious if there's any like true crime like YouTube and like podcasts that you listen to because I do that. There's a lot of true crime stuff podcasts.
Yeah, I'd like to know what you like because I don't personally have any at the moment.
I like some weird ones. There's one called Sword and Scale. It's a podcast. It's very like informative, but they don't leave anything out. So there's like 911 calls, and there's like, this person was mutilated in this way, or blah blah blah, which I like that informative stuff. Sometimes it can get too dark where you're like, okay, I need to pause for a minute. Like this is a little too real. Or, there's just like what is it? There's like a crime and coffee one that's really good YouTube channel I really like.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, there's so many out there. I feel like you can spit in any direction, and there's some
Yeah.
true crime. It's like when I tell people they're like, "Oh, you have a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." Throw a rock in this room. Someone, 5 or 10 people, probably also have a podcast.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I definitely need to. I've been trying to find podcasts more now rather than listening to music. Well, there's just you get so old listening to your playlist over and over and over.
Yeah,
So yeah, I definitely want to get more into podcasts. I just yeah, send me your recs after this, and
yeah. I'll definitely send you some. There's some pretty good ones that I like. There's even one I'm a huge fan of. Last Podcast on the Left, and I've got a chance to have some of them on, and that's pretty good. It's true crime and like comedy mix, so I love it. I love those guys over there. There, shout out to them. They run a great show, and yeah, I'll send you a list. Yeah, I'll mix a list of podcasts, true crime stuff, and YouTube stuff for you too.
Amazing. Thanks for helping me out.
I do what I can. I like to make sure I leave a lasting impression in some capacity, at least not a negative one. So if I can help you nerd out on things, then yeah, I think it makes a genuine connection. So I used to like working at Blockbuster back in the day.
Oh, love Blockbuster. Miss Blockbuster.
God, I do too. So much.
What a good time to be alive. I'm very grateful I was able to experience that because that's like nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
And
I
if you
just,
don't, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you just really don't. Like it's sad.
yeah, go to Alaska and try to experience it. It's probably not the same, but there'll be sometimes like I have a day job, so I work in an office, and there's sometimes I deal with shitty people on the phone that's like, I miss working at Blockbuster, so I can just tell this person to go fuck off and not have to worry about getting in trouble. I just miss it. Is a very like, have you ever seen Clerks? You're aware of Clerks?
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So there's this character Randall who works at this video shop, and he's just always saying whatever he wants and just no filter. And I miss having that working at a video store.
Wow. No, yeah. That's awesome you got to work there. I feel like I'm meeting a famous person working
Well,
at Blockbuster.
I worked at 4 Blockbusters and 1 Hollywood Video, so I'm super famous.
Wow. Very cool. Hey, that's cooler than most like first jobs or day jobs, to be honest.
True, I do miss it. I would have my preferred people that would come in every week, and I would just walk around the store with them, and they would point at a movie like, "Is this good or is that good?" And it's like I miss that, and this I kind of get to do that with this, but at the same time, I miss the aesthetic of the store, the lights, the stupid promo that would be on loop every day, the shitty snacks that they had, like combos and weird popcorn and stuff.
Love
It
it.
was just a scene, as the kids say. It was, I don't know, I loved it. It's probably the best job I've ever had. Uh,
Oh, but no, this is the best job you've ever had.
it is, and it's why I'm trying super hard to make a career out of it, because I want to say, fuck you, office life. I hate working. Have you ever worked in an office?
Oh my God. Well, I still have a day job. Like I'm not a full-time actress yet. Hopefully it'll happen one of these days. But I work from home, but I have an office at home. And so yeah, I do work an office job. I get it. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I think it's when you are a creative person and you have got a feel for the creative life, and then you have to go back and
Yeah,
forth between the two. It's really tough and it's very depressing actually. Like when you're one day living your dream and then you're done with that project and you go back to your everyday, day job, and it's really tough. And I think yeah, that's why this industry is, it's a tease a little bit and it's so competitive. Even in like you're doing podcasts, that's so competitive. Like everyone's doing
true. Yeah,
podcasts, everyone wants to be an actress. It's just tough. It's tough out there. Um, but you just got to really enjoy it while you're doing it. And I'm
yeah,
lucky to even be able to do it partially right now. Like I'm very fortunate for that. And I'll, soak up as much as I can in the moment when it's happening.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Don't get me wrong. It's just working at an office job and doing this. I feel like I'm a shitty superhero, but it's less cool costumes and more potlucks than I would want to deal with. But I don't know. There's sometimes I'll be at work and I hate it. I'm like, there's so many people coughing that don't cover their goddamn mouth. There's shitty potlucks. I don't want to eat food that you brought from your house. I don't know what your house is like.
It's so true.
And then like I hate having to. Here's the thing. The work. This might be TMI. I hate working an office job because of bathrooms. I like. I'm a very private person, so I'm running around the goddamn building like a chicken with its head cut off just to find a bathroom where I can be myself and be as loud as I need to, because that's why I miss working from home. But yeah, there's a lot of like 2 or 3 times a week I'm running around like, okay, where's another private bathroom? I got to get out of here, or I'll just put my headphones and let it rip, or I'll do the embarrassing thing where I like let it rip and then I flush so people don't hear. I'm very insecure about office bathrooms. This is telling a lot. This has become everybody else's horror story,
I
but
was
it's
gonna say this is horror in itself. And everyday horror, and everyone knows what you're talking about. So
yeah.
everyone can relate to that, even if you don't work in an office job.
Yeah, Sierra, you
Everyone can
did want to
relate.
get more know more about me than anybody should, right? That's the whole point of this conversation. You wanted to know more about me that
Yeah, I'm
no
interviewing
one.
you, remember?
Yeah, did I get the job or am I fired?
We'll see. I'll tell you at the end.
Okay. Thank goodness you're drinking because you're gonna remember this and you're gonna be like, he talked about office bathrooms for 5 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Oh my
I want
God.
to talk about horror movies.
Uh,
Yeah. I had to go on that rant. Maybe that rant that's just been building up inside of me for so long. I just needed to let it out.
yeah,
But
that
yeah,
felt like
that's
that felt like you needed your moment there.
maybe I should see a therapist and I'd be like, this guy pays me $150 an hour to talk about running around an office to go to the bathroom. Well, give me your money. I don't care. Do it. I don't want to talk about your insecurities with your mother. How do you feel running around an office trying to not poop yourself just to have a private moment?
Oh my gosh.
On, been there you go. Therapist. That's yeah. And a long rant for what I was trying to say. This is why I want to do this. This is not the main reason why I want to do podcasts full time, but yeah, I feel like I don't feel my true self creatively if I'm at an office job. It's not as
Yeah,
fun
it
sometimes.
sucks a little bit of your soul out when
Yeah.
when when you're doing something that you really love on top of it, and you have to like, yeah, you share your life. You have like two lives basically, and yeah, it's the dream. We're gonna get there. It's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
happen.
I feel very
Stay at
confident. I
it.
mean, if you told me 5 years ago I would get to talk to people who are in horror movies about horror movies, I'd call you a goddamn liar and say you're full of shit. You know,
Hmm.
get the hell out of my face. But
I
now I get
agree.
to.
Yeah, like my dream when I was little was just to be in a horror movie. And when I say in a horror movie,
Ooh, nice.
it could have been a student film. It could have been any type of thing that was horror, and I would have, that would have been my dream come true. So if I would tell my little self now that like I'm in a franchise that's going to be in theaters, like no way, like you're joking. There's no chance you did that all on your own. How? So I mean, and it's truly possible. Like everything, you just got to stay at it and be consistent. And yeah, it's a competitive world out there.
Oh yeah, totally.
So
If I got to tell my little self I'm doing all this, he'd be like, "Oh, cool." But have you got to kiss girls? Has that happened yet? Are we that sad, almost 40-year-old guy who's never done that? Like,
oh my gosh.
have you held a girl's hand? Is it special? I'm like, yeah,
And
dude,
you're
I have.
married. So look at
Yeah,
that.
I'm married, dude. Let's fucking talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. You got to meet Robert England one time. How about that? You're not going to talk about kissing ladies after that, are you? No. I was a weird kid. I think we're all weird kids. Anyways,
Yeah.
wow, we got in a whole tangent. That is my fault. See, this is what you signed up for. You're going to go on other podcasts and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is what podcasting is like. This is,
Yeah.
this is delightful. My first experience was horrible.
No, no, this is great. Yeah, I mean, my ADHD is all over the place here, so it's probably not helping the situation. I'm probably not helping the situation.
No, you're
I think
doing
I'm
great.
encouraging it. So
That's fine. We'll encourage each other. Let's encourage each other to get back to your fantastic horror movie list because that's what people are wanting to hear, not my weird rants.
okay, so I don't know, I'm just kind of looking at the list randomly. I have Pearl, the X trilogy
Ooh, okay,
is
yes.
literally like my life. Like if I was an actress, well, I'm an actress, but if I could if I could be Mia Goth in the X trilogy, I think that's every like horror actress dream role. Like she
Yeah.
just killed that series, and I just love it so much. Pearl is just my favorite of the three. Um, but well, such a fun time. It's like a comedy, it's like a horror. It's like, what is that? I just love it. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
She really brought her her own unique twist to that role, and it is so iconic. Like just the lines that she says, like I'm a star, and like all like I love her, and I want to meet her, and I want to work with her, and she's amazing, and I love that series. It's funny because I don't even really like, not a big torture fan. I don't like torture. I don't like gore, personally. But when I say I don't like gore, I don't mean I don't mind blood in movies and that kind of stuff. But I don't like movies that are like solely based on torture, torturing someone. Like
Okay.
I don't like Saw. I don't like, and I respect it, and I know that they're scary, and that's why I don't like them. Um, so those just aren't my thing. But and I'm not really big on like slasher films, even, to be honest. um I like something with more of a story, like not just we're gonna kill people.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
I also respect all of those movies too. There's a fan for everything. But this one has a lot of killing and a lot of weird deaths, and I don't know what it is, but I'm obsessed with it. I think it's her. I think she
Oh,
just
yeah.
for me. Yeah. So yeah, you can change my mind on anything. Like I'll say I don't like this now, but then, I'll see a movie like that and I'll just be obsessed with it. Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, she is amazing in all three of them. But yeah, I agree with you. Pearl is a little extra because, yeah, she's very just like emotional about what she wants and she has this dream and all of us are dreamers in some aspect. I mean, I'm not going to
Mhm.
dream so hardcore that I'm going to dry hump a scarecrow in a cornfield, but maybe if it might get me somewhere,
You
I don't
never
know.
know.
Like the weirdest version of the Wizard of Oz I've ever seen. That like you've got to have like a lot of talent to get through that scene and not laugh.
I was gonna say, like, the stuff she had to do for that movie, I respect her so much, and she just kills it. I like, she just fully gives herself to that, and I just, wow. I would love to be her in those movies. Honestly, she killed it.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely, yeah.
literally killed it.
She
Uh,
she's really interesting the way she just slowly follows people when she's about to kill them and they're like they're not confident she can catch up to them so they don't run as fast as they with the
yeah,
guy
she's
at
just
the
a little
car.
girl.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I don't know. It's awesome. And like the first one, I mean, with the old couple being, like the grandma, like being crazy. You don't see that coming really. Like they're staying at an Airbnb at like outside of like these old people's home, and they end up being the people you need to watch out for, like people who can barely like walk. It's like an interesting concept. Like, and they're making a porno, and the couple, these old people are trying to like murder them. It's just like, what is happening? This is such a cool movie. Like, no, yeah, I just love it. It's so unique.
Yeah, not to
And the
mention,
alligator. I don't know what it is about the
oh yeah.
alligator, but that alligators, or if it's a crocodile, I don't even know. But those things scare me.
Oh yeah.
So that aspect of it will stick with me forever. Yeah.
Weird story. When I was a kid, I almost got my hand bitten off by an alligator.
Oh my
It's
God.
really weird. So I'm originally from Texas, and so this will be no surprise when I say this. I was at a zoo in second grade, and they had this thing where it was like an open area. Like there's a fence, but not a high enough fence. And there was a turtle there, and I loved turtles. And this turtle was like near, so I went to like go like reach in and pet it. But then this crocodile, like or alligator, comes out of the water and starts slowly coming at me. and gets really close. And I'm like, even as a kid, I was like, no, fuck this. So I like pull my hand back and he just slowly like slip back in the water. I was like, this isn't safe. Like even as a kid, I'm like, this is not safe at all. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love the alligator or crocodile, or whatever it is aspect of it, especially in X when she just like feeds like what's her
Right.
face from Pitch Perfect, Brittany Snow, I think her name is.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that,
It's just
so
odd.
good.
I'm like, that's insane. This is so crazy. I love it. So good. So yeah, I'm truly a huge fan. And out of all the movies on my list, I think that's the one that I had watched most recently. So like just refreshing my like memory on that one. Like, yeah, I think I rewatched that recently. So that one's most fresh in my mind than any of these. Some of these I literally haven't seen in probably 10 years. So I'm like, my goal was to like watch some of these before this. So they were fresh in my mind. But I was like, I literally don't know where I thought I was going to have the time to do that.
Oh
I
yeah, I
can't
tried to
even watch
watch them.
movies that I want to currently see that I haven't seen yet. There's no way I'm going to rewatch movies I already saw. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I know that life. Trust me, with me reviewing movies and stuff. I can't remember the last time I'm like, you know what? I just want to watch 30 Rock or do something
Yeah.
like that, you know. But yeah, there's sometimes like I need to like take a break and do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes it's hard. It's hard doing that. So sometimes you have to like watch the newest horror movies, like with me, like. But sometimes like Hell House, you know, wink, wink. I'm a fan of those, so I get those moments.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. All right, what's next? We got Scream. I put Scream. It's
Ooh,
funny.
okay.
I just said I don't really do slasher, but Scream is just such a nostalgic film. I mean, you gotta I don't think no anybody doesn't not like Scream. Like it's
Yeah,
so good. That I had to add one of those classics in here, and that would be mine is Scream. I love the first one, just like everybody. Um, I also really liked the sixth one, but that mostly was because of actresses who I like in that. But I also liked it. But yeah, I'm always excited to see the next one. I know there's probably gonna be more, I assume. Yeah, there's always gonna be more of those, I think.
oh yeah. I think they're working on one right now.
Yeah, so
Not too weird.
I'm always gonna love that franchise. Like, and I also think I liked it because um I really like scary movie, like the scary movie uh
Yeah.
like the funny oh my gosh, what are those called?
I
Um
think they're just called scary movies. They're the spoof ones of
Yeah,
those.
this like the spoof movies. I loved those growing up, and they do make fun of a lot of like the classic films. And yeah, I'm a big fan of those. I think they need to have more movies like that as well. Like we need more spoof movies out there. I don't know why I'm a big fan of those, but those are also just they don't make.
They're
I
so
don't think
good.
they make movies like that anymore.
Well, I know Marlon Wayne's announced that they're gonna do a new one, a new scary movie pretty soon. So that's gonna be awesome.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome to know. Yeah, like I those are so good. But yeah, big fan of those.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a few out there that a lot of people like. There's one called Stan Helsing that's pretty funny.
okay.
Um what is it like? Keenan Thompson's in it. The guy from Shameless and Reba is in it. I forget the actor's
Oh,
name, but there's a lot of like horror movie references in there. It's really corny and stuff, but
oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's so
That's the best
good.
part. Yeah. Sometimes you just need like a corny movie. Like, I don't know, just to relax and not like shut your brain off for a little bit.
Yeah, and those
Yeah.
scary movie ones, they still hold up. Like I
Oh
rewatched
my
them a
gosh,
couple
yeah.
years ago. I laughed so hard. I mean, the first one's very screen centric, so it's hard not to enjoy that one.
Yeah.
But there was something when I saw your list on one of the movies, and I'll wait till we get to that movie that reminded me of Scary Movie a little bit. So I'm gonna leave you.
Okay. I'm
I'll
curious.
leave you in suspense on that one.
I don't even know which one you could be thinking of, but okay. We'll move on then. So I have Cloverfield on this list, and I don't know if you consider that like a horror film, but I think it could be a horror film because it's like a monster.
Yeah.
Um, and I also wanted to add like a found footage. That's like a fully found footage film. So yeah, that is one of my favorite found footage. I love like the Godzilla New York City one. I mean, I'm just like I'm obsessed with Cloverfield so much. I think it's so well done. I love the acting. It's so suspenseful And I'm just very impressed with what they were able to create found footage wise with that one, because there's so much going on. Like it's just awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's random because I love that you don't realize TJ Miller is the one behind the camera. So I think that's a pretty funny aspect of it. And it's
Oh,
another,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
yeah, and it's another alien thing where it's a really weird concept. Like, what if a
Mhm.
giant alien just came to Earth? And of course everyone's gonna be filming it. Plus there's I think there's that like Cloverfield one with John Goodman's really good. I mean, it's more of a narrative, but
Mhm.
yeah, Cloverfield's a really weird, and a lot of people don't like that movie because of the shaky cam stuff, but I feel like it adds a lot of suspense to it.
No, yeah, I think that's some of the best parts is like the realism of how they filmed it. Makes you feel like you're right there with the actors. I think that's why I like found footage. It's just you really believe you're just in there like behind the camera with them, not as so much an audience member watching a movie from the outside. So if they're done right, those can be some of the creepiest movies. Um, and it's funny that I worked on Hell House, now two movies technically, and I never actually did found footage myself, which is kind of interesting to say. Because when he had asked me to do the fifth one, I thought it was obviously going to be found footage. And I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to learn how to operate a camera and act at the same time. This is going to be a huge challenge, but I didn't have to. So I hope one day I do get to do a found footage film. Yeah, that'd be a really awesome challenge.
Yeah, and it injects you into like a very realistic scenario because yeah, there's a lot of point of view stuff, but hopefully you get to do some found footage. I mean, if anything, you could always make a found footage horror movie too. There's that aspect of it too.
Oh yeah, don't worry, that's on the bucket list. Making a movie, writing and directing a short film would be awesome. I'm trying to do that. I just have to find the right concept that I want to write about. I'm very picky. If I make a movie, I want it to be something I'm really, really passionate about. So I think it'll come in time. Yeah. I'd love to direct. I think I would be good at it. I love acting, but I also like the behind the scenes stuff too, just as not just as much, but I think I could grow a love for them very much if I was given the opportunity to do that. So, and a lot of time you have to go out there and just make the opportunity happen yourself.
True.
So yeah, I think one of these days I will make a little movie, and I'm sure it'll be thriller based. Yeah, if I did.
Ooh, what if you did this? Because you love true crime. What if you did a found footage true crime where you're investigating a suspect in your hometown that you think is the killer and you're following them around and stuff? And it's very like you're like carrying the narrative a lot. But
You want to
then,
write the
like,
movie together?
let's do it. If you like that idea, let's do it. I'd be happy to work with you on something.
We'll talk about it on the next podcast, our new movie coming
Yeah,
out.
there you go. I just have these weird ideas that pop into my head sometimes, and I'm always curious what people think about them. So, not that I'm pitching or anything, but I don't know. There's some things in found footage I would love to see that are rarely done. You don't see too
Yeah.
many urban exploration found footage horror movies. I think that's a good concept. The haunted house thing's been done a lot. I mean, done
Yeah.
greatly.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's so much potential for found footage. I wish it's just very saturated like market, but still there's always some good gems in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely would like to. I mean, I've never thought about actually doing a found footage, but that is definitely a thought that I will have in the back of my mind now. I'd love to act in one for sure. I
Oh,
need to learn
okay.
I need to learn how to work a camera first off. So that's where I need to start.
I feel like if you like acted in a found footage horror movie, they probably give you like pretty good like tutorial. Like Bridget and Destiny that were in Carmichael Manor.
Mhm.
They were telling me like you get a very like hands-on like tutorial of what to do. But like,
I mean they did phenomenal, honestly. Like they they seem like they worked cameras their whole life with that movie. Like they really nailed that. Their acting was phenomenal. I loved the Carmichael Manor because of them. They were so good. It was so awesome meeting them in person, like on the fifth one. Because I was already like a little bit of a fan of them. So I was like, hey guys, it's so cool meeting you. Yeah, and they were so cool to hang out with. So really fortunate I got to like meet and work with both of them. And we got to hang out on Halloween night. It was just such a good time after we wrapped that night. We just chatted by the fire like till 2 a.m. It was a good time. So a lot of fun memories. Like my favorite part about working on Hell House was actually like the crew and the cast that I got to work with. It was like making a horror movie with your friends. And I just had met everybody for the first time, but everyone was just like, you wanted to be friends with everybody on that set. It was just such good vibes, such good energy. It was so funny the whole time behind, like nothing about making that movie when we were actually filming was actually scary. It was just comical. Like it
Oh
really
yeah.
was, it was way more comical than it was scary. It really was.
Everyone tells me it's like being at summer camp on the set of a horror movie, which sounds
Yeah,
just so appealing to me.
it's so true. You're just hanging out with your friends. Because I don't know, people who are making horror movies, we're all like a certain breed and we all get along, I think. And it's just, yeah, you just have so much fun. It's not, people would always be like, wasn't it so scary working on that movie? I'm like, you're not, no, it's normally very funny working on a scary movie. Normally. No, the only thing that made it scary, like I said, was actually having the props on set the whole time being surrounded by them. But other than that, it was a blast and it was funny.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I feel, oh yeah, I could probably pick your brain on stories about that, but I don't want to distract too much from your horror movie list because I feel like I can rant, and I've already had my free pass rant for this episode.
I'd say so. Yours was quite a rant.
I know I'm so embarrassed. I feel
No.
terrible. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh, no. No, it's so funny. I love it. Like
It's
I said,
just my
I
life.
Love Horror podcast is gonna be 50% comedy, 50% actual horror talk. Like,
Yeah, no, it
yeah.
has to be. It has to be unique in some way.
Mhm.
Can't just be another chubby guy talking about movies he likes. I gotta add some flavor to it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're doing it all right. I love it.
good. I think we have like three movies left on your list.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, so I have let me see how I want to talk about these. So I'll talk about Hereditary.
ooh, okay.
So Hereditary was the movie that I seen that like the first movie I seen in a long time when it did come out that absolutely terrified me. Like that was a game changer for me. Like I feel like I can't even remember a good scary movie I seen before that. It was like for me, that was just like that was such a good showstopper, scary movie. So unique. I love the culty aspect. I love the actors. They are phenomenal. It was just such a unique movie. I fell in love with that director, Ari Aster. And yeah, I'm gonna be a fan of him now forever because of that movie.
Yeah, there's some creepy shit in that movie. I mean, there's the
Mhm.
mom sawing her like head off in the corner. There's, the
Oh,
quick shot of the head when the girl's head gets knocked off. It's covered in
yeah.
hands. Ugh.
It's so disturbing that movie. The emotions that they bring out in that movie are so real and raw that it is like the most uncomfortable thing and so disturbing to watch. But yeah, it's not even that I thought it was that scary. Like I do think it's a scary movie, but it's like I just think it was like the feeling of that uncomfortable, like I would feel just so empty inside watch and just so awful after watching this. I'm like, that's a good movie if I feel this awful after watching it. And then I watched it again like 2 weeks later because I was like, wait, was it really that good? And I was like, yeah, no, it was really that good. So I'm a huge fan of Hereditary. Um, and then that kind of like leads into my other movie, Midsummer, which is also by Ari Aster.
Oh, yes, that's such a good movie too. Like, I don't know why
Yeah.
it gets shit on a lot from some people, and I think
Yeah.
it's just really it's very few horror movies are brightly colored in the
Mhm.
daytime and sunny and
Mhm.
all smiles. So I think this is just aesthetically beautiful, but the story's great too.
Yeah, I mean, it does get shit on a lot for sure. And I think it's because if you're really interested in watching a scary movie, it's not really the best movie then to watch. It's not that scary. It's more like you get a it's more just like the way that movie was filmed. They don't give you a lot of like you said, during the day. First off, the entire movie for the most part, and it starts off with intense trauma, just like Hereditary, and then you carry the weight of that actor's trauma with them through that whole movie, and it's just like it right away it starts off with a bang, and then now the movie begins, and it's like holy crap. um, and I love Midsummer so much because it's like you don't really know what is going on the whole time. You know as much as the actors in the movie know. So you're kind of like right there with them at this cult, like in Sweden or wherever, and you have no idea what's happening around you. And you really never get answers with that movie, but neither do the people in it. So it's like I kind of like it. It's just like you are just right there with them, confused, alone, lost in like this other country. And I just think the idea of that trapped feeling where you really cannot leave, but it's also like you can leave. Like it's like they think they can leave. They don't realize that they're trapped. It's just so terrifying that they just don't even know what they're getting themselves into, and they're so far away from home or anything they know. So I think it's just like the idea of everything. Like if you are in that situation, you are shitting your pants. But watching it as a horror person, yeah, you might not think it's that scary, and you might want it more to happen. But I think they do it exactly how they meant to do it. I think it's phenomenally done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Plus, it's one of those moments where like there's a lot of freaky shit in there. Like me personally, if I saw a bunch of old people getting pushed off a cliff as soon as I got
Yeah.
there, I'd turn the fuck around and be like, "Nope, see ya." But there's always got to be a catalyst of idiocy, as I like to say. There's always got to be a stupid person or stupid people who set the chain of events off. Even what's his face peeing on the like log and it pisses them off, and they end up wearing his
Yeah.
face later on.
It's just very relatable. Like the things these kids do, they really, it's just a bunch of college kids going on like a trip. And it's like, it's very relatable. Like the way the acting is, they have some great actors in that. So that's one thing they did right too. But uh, yeah, I'm just, everything is set up to not be a horror movie. Like you said, the daylight, uh, it just little aspects about it. And it ends up being like a horror in its own way. Like you said, old people jumping off cliff. Yeah, it's nothing to do with ghosts or like extraterrestrial type things, but it's so scary if that's really the way people are living and they're witnessing that for the first time. That would be shocking to say the least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like I said, it's beautifully shot, but there are a lot. Is there a moment in that movie that just freaked you the fuck out the first time you saw it?
Um, I mean, I can't even really watch the jumping off the cliff scene, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like I honestly like close my eyes. But it was just that feeling. You literally felt that whole scene, the way they shot that. It was like slow motion, and it was just like brutal. They don't like hold back with that one. And that I mean, I think that scene would stick with anyone. I'm trying to think if there's like another one that really just irked me. Um, I remember like the pube hairs being in their soup or something.
oh yeah, that was
Dude,
yeah.
that hair is like my biggest fear in food, honestly.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. I
So
forgot
that
about
is
that
not
part.
like I will lose complete appetite forever if I see hair in my food. So when I saw that, I was like, that's horrifying for me. So that is horrifying. This is the scariest movie I've ever seen. Like
Yeah, and it's the worst kind of hair. It's pubes. That's disgusting.
it's like
Like
the
it's
worst
so
case scenario
gross.
of a hair being in your food. Yeah, it's like little things like that that are horrifying. And like I don't know. Was there, I don't know if there's another, like I'm trying to think of another moment that was crazy in this one. And there's a lot. I just can't like really
Yeah,
think about it.
the one that got me was towards the end where the guy's paralyzed in a bear
Oh, of
costume and he's being
course.
lit on fire. That would be my thing. Is like you're trapped and you know you could get out if you could just move. Like that part freaked me out.
Oh yeah, the burning alive aspect is
Ugh,
just
yeah.
absolutely awful. So yeah, I think it's just so disturbing, the whole thing. you can never catch a break like with that one. Like I love it though. And then she's happy at the end. It's just like so
Yeah,
good. It's such an eerie, sad movie, really. It's not even like that scary. It's just so it's sad.
yeah, because she has that trauma. Her boyfriend's a dick, so I don't feel too bad with him getting burned alive.
Oh
So
no, yeah, no, I don't feel bad for him. I just felt bad for what she went through. Like that's but yeah. And then it's like a happy ending. It's just such an interesting horror film. I like
yeah,
it.
and it's very female centric with like the strength of being a woman and dealing with things and
Mhm.
not having a support system, but then finding one in the weirdest place. But
Yeah, what a weird
I'm
place to find a support system.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not a woman, but I can kind of like I grew up with all sisters, so I can kind of see the aspect and the connections of that. Even that crying moment where she's just they're all imitating her crying and stuff.
Mhm.
It's just getting that emotion out was pretty powerful.
Oh gosh, I love Florence Pugh. Like this is actually like the first movie I seen her in. And I was yeah, she's like one of my
Oh yeah.
favorites to this day. And she can do no wrong in my eyes, honestly.
Oh yeah, I think she's great. I love her in the Marvel stuff. I find it weird that she was dating Zach Braff. I didn't know that until looking up some of her stuff
I
for
don't even
this.
know if I knew that, to be honest. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
nothing wrong with him. I like him. I think he's great, but
Yeah.
there's just some celebrity couples you'll see and like that
Mhm.
doesn't make sense or that does make sense or it's just interesting. It's like how do they meet? Like where did they meet?
Yeah, some interesting people connect in their own ways.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know. But yeah, great movie. Love Ari Aster. Um, and then I have Talk to Me. Is that the
Ooh,
one?
yes.
Yeah, this movie was like the net. So after I seen Hereditary, then I think Talk to Me just came out what last year, I want to say.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so.
and that movie was like I didn't go into that movie thinking it was going to be as good as it was, and I was surprisingly shocked by how good that movie was. I'm obsessed with Talk to Me. I have not seen
Me
anything
too.
like it. Um, I loved the actors. I loved it. Like just it was also like I believe that was an independent film, if I'm not mistaken, and
I
it
think it was.
just kind of blew up. Yeah, what a cool movie. Huge fan. I feel like you have something to say about this one.
I have a lot to say about this one. First off, this is the scary movie reference that I was mentioning. I was like rewatching it last night. I'm like, you know what? It'd be so funny if, like in Scary Movie, it was just a little hand, like his little strong hand, instead of just this creepy, tattooed, like written hand.
Yeah.
See, that's me thinking spoof wise, but I also
Yeah, hey.
this movie reminds me of a movie called Flatliners. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
So it's like Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts. They're medical
Love Julia
students.
Roberts. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch it.
it's so good. It's like 90s, but the reason why it reminds me of it is because Talk to Me has that addictive nature with death, and that's kind of what Flatliners is they like basically flatline themselves. They see all these amazing things and then get brought back, and so they're addicted with making that plunge every single time. And I feel like Talk to Me has that aspect mainly because like they keep doing that whole thing with the hand and it has bad results, which I feel like that movie's been out long enough. We can spoil it.
Oh yeah, I would think so that if people didn't see that yet. Although I can't talk because I have not seen movies from long ago that are still on my list that I still need to watch. But no, I mean they're about to come out with another movie now, the same
Oh
creator,
yeah,
which I'm very excited for. Now, this movie's getting a lot of hype, and so part of me is like a little leery. Is it going to be as good as the hype? Because when movies get that hype, they meet a certain expectations, and you can only go really down then from there, or if it's not meeting that expectation. But I think it'll be good. I have high hopes for it because of Talk to Me. I hope I'm not disappointed. I really am not because I have really high hopes
yeah.
for this.
I don't see being disappointed with that, but I mean, I love a lot of things about Talk to Me. What do you love the most about this movie?
Gosh, it was honestly a movie that just really scared me. Like honestly, I got scared during this one, and it hasn't. It's been a while since I watched a movie that really frightened me. Um, yeah, just the idea of anything devil related for me is
Yeah.
terrifying. That is so real to me. I just like I just believe in all that kind of stuff. And so the idea of that taking over your mind, um, and going to hell and all those things is just so scary to me. It's otherworldly. We don't understand it. And that these kids are kind of making like a game out of something so insane is yeah, they're just playing with fire. And it's so it takes an unexpected twist. Like everything about that, it just kept shocking me. I was just like, when is this gonna and nothing about it was predictable to me. Like it at least to me. But like I thought it was well done all the way to the end. And I love the ending because sometimes I'll love a movie and then like the ending just ruins it for me. But a good movie that also has a solid wrap up, it's just like that was a great movie all the way through.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I feel like that ending, and usually I'm pretty good with like kind of interpreting how the movie's gonna go because I've watched too many movies. I can kind of see the twists every now and then. That one did kind of pull the rug under me a bit, and the ending, yeah, it's very yeah, it's I like a good ending in a horror movie that I don't expect. And it's hard to get that these days. And I can see why people have the hype for it and the sequel hype for it, but that's how I was worried about Smile 2 because there was so
Mm.
much hype with Smile, and then the second one was coming out. And I was like, I don't know. And then I watched. I'm like, okay, I can see the hype about this.
Yeah, no, exactly. Uh, but yeah, I think Talk to Me did so like it did well. And then like this next one, like it looks so disturbing already. Like I don't even understand at all what it's about. And that's why I want to watch it because I just don't even get it. Like so what it's called Bring Her Back, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Bring Her Back. Um yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do with this one. I want to meet these guys. I want to work with these guys. That is on the list of things to do.
You have a nice in. I mean, you're in the industry. You're part of a huge, I feel a huge horror franchise. So I think you got a nice in. You can just be like, hi, I'm Sierra. You may have seen me in Hell House. And then just don't say anything
Yeah.
after that. Just let them come to you.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if it was that easy? But yeah, it doesn't hurt to try, right?
True.
Can't hurt.
I mean, a lot of people in the horror movies, they have the opportunities to go to like horror conventions and stuff. And I feel like that's where like a lot of people network the most.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do one of those. I'm hoping Hell House actually might do one. We'll see. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen, but it could potentially happen. So that'd be really cool to meet
True.
some fans in real life. There was in talks, but that could change. So I'm not gonna like put that out there yet. But if it does happen, we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, I will definitely need to. Oddly enough, I have yet to do a horror convention. I mean, I live
Mhm.
in Utah, so there's not very many, unless
True.
there's there's some churchy stuff. I find that terrifying. But that's probably why they had that movie, Heretic, come out.
Oh, I actually, yes, I watched that and I was actually going to add that to the list, but it's so like, I don't know, it's still very like new to me.
Yeah,
But I loved that. That was great.
yeah, it was really weird.
That was a cool. It was about religion. Like that was such a cool concept and like making that into a horror. I don't know, it was cool. What's his face? Sorry, the actor.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Gosh, slipped my mind. He did amazing. That was such a cool role for him. And then I think Sophia Thatcher's that other girl in it. And I just watched her movie Companion with the robot where she's like a
Oh,
robot.
I need to see that. That looks so
I
good.
thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, like she did great. I liked it. It was different. It also kind of grossed me out because I could see that being real in the future. Like, like that
Oh
realistic.
yeah,
Definitely could see that. Sometimes that futuristic stuff creeps me out just because I hate like future stuff. And I
yeah.
don't want the world to be like all robotic, which it's going to, and that terrifies me in its own way. But yeah, you should definitely give it a watch. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, it looks really good. And it's one of those kind of like we were talking earlier. It's hard to see things you want to go see. Like I have to usually wait till it's streaming or on iTunes. Like every Tuesday is my iTunes day where I'll just jump on there and like
Mhm.
get some deals for horror movies. Or if there's a new one I really, really want to see, I'll just purchase it. And it sucks because I love physical media, but sometimes I just don't want to wait.
Yeah, that one's on HBO right now. So
Oh yeah, yeah, I just saw that it was on
that one
there.
is, yeah, that's the only reason why I watched it. I was like, oh, I didn't even know this was out yet. And I was camping, so we watched it while we were camping, which was a vibe.
Ooh, nice. I haven't yet to watch. I hate camping because of Blair Witch, but I've kind of always wanted to have that experience to watch a horror movie in the woods. I feel like it'd be
Yeah,
fun.
it wasn't honestly, it's not really that scary. It's more just freaky, the robotic aspect of it. I don't even know if it's actually considered a horror movie. I think it's considered a sci-fi action, like weird. Like I don't think horror is actually in the description, but it's definitely a horror for sure in its own way. So that's why I watched it, because I was like, well, it's not, doesn't seem like it'll be like too scary to watch in the woods right now.
Yeah,
It's not like a woodsy movie. So yeah, it's definitely one you can watch camping. You got to go camping. Blair Witch is scary for sure. Um, but I promise it's not like camping. That's not actually going to
yeah.
happen.
Well, I don't know. The woods are a scary place. I mean,
They
it's
are, I
hard
guess.
not to feel that way about it, especially. And I blame again Blair Witch and all those camping horror videos that I watch on YouTube. Probably is why I'm like, yeah, I don't care if I'm in an RV or whatever. No, not gonna do
Yeah,
it.
Blair Witch is very disturbing in its own way. Like that's its own thing. I haven't seen that in so long, but that movie definitely, I remember watching and being like, I don't want to see that again. Like I'm good on that. Like that was it's out of my mind. Like I let that movie leave my brain. I didn't want to.
It's a good rewatch.
No, yeah, I definitely would, but I think I like camping a lot and I don't want to watch it because it is too, yeah, it's not the best thing to do if you are a camper. Don't rewatch The Blair Witch a billion times.
Oh yeah, and I probably made that mistake for it. But
Yeah.
as we're winding down, do you have any other final thoughts for Talk to Me?
For Talk to Me. I don't know. Like I don't really not I can't really think of anything right now. I mean, what do you have any other thoughts? I'd love to chat with you more about it if you have more thoughts.
I think my final thought on it is that it was a horror movie I didn't expect to like as much as I did going into it. Because
Yes,
I like
agree.
to go into it kind of fresh. I'll maybe watch a trailer here and there, but I went in not expecting much and got a lot more than what I expected to it. And it's, yeah, like that, the whole devil stuff, there's some pretty messed up scenes in that movie. And also, yeah, it's just, I was very taken back from it. It's been a while since I like had to like pause a movie and then be like, damn, like what the fuck is going on here? And it's
Yeah,
I
I go ahead. Sorry, I just interrupted you.
no, it's okay. I just said I loved everything about it.
Yeah, I watched that movie like 2 days after I watched it the first time again, because that was another one of those that I was like, was that really that good? And it was. Like I really do like that. I really love that movie, and I went into it not watching the trailer at all, so I had no idea what it was about at all. My friends just wanted to go to the movies to see it, and I was like, oh, it's a scary movie. I'll come see it. So that's why I was surprisingly in a good way, surprisingly loved it, because I really didn't even go there knowing at all what it was about or expecting to be like, oh, this is the next best scary movie, in my opinion. But I really believe that. I think The Talk to Me is like the next best scary movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like how Terrifier is. It kind of came out of nowhere and it's like a huge cult classic now and it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I have not seen The Terrifiers. I don't know that I will because it's not really my thing,
Yeah.
but I do respect it. Lauren Lavera goes to my acting class. So
Oh, nice.
I actually haven't met her personally. We because we have the same coach, but I haven't ran into her yet in person. But she is local to my area. So yeah, I think that movie was shot locally, Philly based. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think it was.
yeah, I mean, that movie blew up out of nowhere. I know it has all the hype in the world, and rightfully so. I'm sure it's amazing. If you're into that, I am just not. So I'm gonna sit that one
Yeah. No,
out.
it's true. You mentioned you're not like into gory torture stuff, which it's very heavy of that
It's
stuff.
just all that, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
like you don't really get a break. Yeah. Uh, I love clown stuff. So it's not even like the clown for me. It's like just like I don't I'm afraid that it's gonna have like a kill scene that I'm not gonna be able to get out of my head for a really long time. And I
Okay.
just don't feel like dealing with that right now. Like I just want to have an innocent mind for a little more like
Yeah.
longer.
S- Stay innocent while you can, the best
Yeah.
ways that you can. But yeah, some of that, yeah, it's pretty weird. I remember I've told this story before. I ended up like seeing it at 10 a.m. in
Mhm.
Utah, and there's maybe five people, and I was the only person left at the end of it because it was just people walking out. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I paid for a ticket. I'm not gonna walk out, but I also loved it, so it's fine.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm probably one of the few people on this podcast that will be like, I'm not really into slasher films. So
That's
to be
okay.
honest, well, yeah. And I will watch them. Like, but that one for me, I think it's too much. Like, I think it's like it goes a little too far for my liking. So I already can just tell I'm gonna shut it off halfway through. And because it's good, not because it's bad. It's just because it's so good that it's not gonna leave my brain for a while. And I don't need those thoughts in my head right now. So I'm good.
Yeah, and find some joy in life and not have that eat away at you for sure.
Yeah.
Sierra, as we're winding down, again, I want to thank you for being on the podcast. I'm really excited for people to see your work in Hell House Lineage, and where can people follow you and follow all the great stuff that you have coming up?
I'm big on Instagram. I feel like that's my most used social. So definitely Instagram. Yeah, that's what I use. I always post projects I'm working on. I have another horror movie in the works
Ooh,
too. So
nice,
that'll be a little while from now though, because it's post production takes forever. But that'll be a pretty cool one. I'm really excited for. I actually co-produced that and I starred in it.
oh,
So
nice,
the first time I actually helped with on the production end of a movie, which was a nightmare in itself. And I have so much respect for producers now because that is an animal to tackle something like that, and then act in it as well. Ugh. It took over my life for a while, but I love it. It's called Clench, so that'll be out hopefully 2026. We'll see. Yeah.
nice. And what was your Instagram handle for people to follow you?
It's SEA underscore Sawka.
Nice, and you have great stuff on there, and I'm really excited for people to see, like I said, Hell House, but also this new movie sounds great. So again, probably gonna have to have you on again to talk about that.
Yeah, it's definitely like independent, but we worked very hard on this movie, and it's a disturb. It is a horror, but I think it'll be one of those that is not you're not don't go into it expecting to be absolutely terrified. It's scary in other forms than ghost scary, let's just say. Um, it's very disturbing and it's very
Nice,
lonely, and it's just like those other horrors of life than ghosts and clowns and all that stuff. But it was the most challenging role I've ever played. I had to really fully leave my body for a lot of the scenes. It I'm very proud of it, but I also am like so glad to be done with it because it mentally messed me up for a while. So I just yeah, I've never played a role that took that big of a toll on my life as well. Um, but I hope it's all worth it. And we didn't make it for people to love it, really. You're either gonna love this one or you're gonna hate it. Uh, but it's definitely for people that like some sick shit.
nice. Well, I'm
Yeah,
sold. I can't wait to see it.
yeah. Hmm. So yeah, maybe we can meet again for that one, chat about it. Though there's a lot to
Absolutely.
chat about with that one. So
Nice. Well, I'll try to keep me in the loop. Like I said, I definitely want to have you on again. Like I said, you knocked it out of the park for your first podcast. I think you did fantastic. I had a great time. You had a great time, I hope, and tolerated my weirdness, hopefully. But
Mhm.
as I like to say, I feel like every time I have a guest on, I have a new friend. So I'm excited for us to chit chat more, and I'll definitely get that list to you so I can hear what you liked, and maybe you're like, don't recommend that to me again. That was terrible.
Oh, please do. Yeah, I will definitely check out some of the movies you send me. And this is tequila, by the way.
Oh yes, that's right. I was going to ask you that. Tequila. You
Not
were a,
not straight. Or I
oh
would literally not even be able to function right now. But yeah, I just needed a little kick. I didn't know what to expect with this podcast. So I was like,
yeah.
I need to loosen up a little bit
In all
and
fairness,
get the
you're
creative
talking.
juices rolling.
Yeah, and in all fairness, you're a lady talking to a random guy you've never met on the internet. So that's also freaky. I would probably have a couple drinks myself. So I totally understand that. So hopefully, I think I was creepy in a charming way. I'll feel that way. Maybe that's just part of my charm. I don't know.
My charm is being creepy.
Yeah, but like in a nice way. Like, oh, there's that
No,
creepy guy.
you're great. Very, very easygoing, fun to talk to. I love the rants because that's very much me. So
No, thank you.
it's totally fine.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it was a
I'm
good
so
time.
excited for people to hear it, and I can't thank you enough for being on.
Thank you so much for having me. Seriously, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much.